let's talk about this Medicare fear campaign from Albanese. It's been relentless. Now, the scrutiny on this was quite slow, in my opinion, but now doctors and the media are starting to call out the Prime Minister's central campaign promise. They say it's false. Now, Albanese's policy, it's $8.5 billion, and it tells voters that they're not going to need a credit card to see a doctor. They'll just need their Medicare card. Now, this has been slammed by doctors. Here was the Australian Medical Association's president, Danielle McMullen, today.
In many parts of Australia, we're seeing the average out-of-pocket cost is just above $40. And so the $20 extra incentive doesn't meet the costs of providing that comprehensive care.
So there is still truth to the claim that, yes, you need a Medicare card, but you also need a credit card, and that'll continue.
It does depend. It's important that Australians get access to that high-quality comprehensive care, and for some people that will still mean paying an out-of-pocket cost.
And Michael, this issue was front page of the papers today. The Australian reported that frontline GPs have been widely discussing how they do not expect their practice to become fully bulk billing, and they won't be in a position to utilise the triple bulk billing incentive for most of their patients, because doing so would represent a pay cut and then make their practice unviable. But Michael, this is just simply an obvious fact, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. But look, let me pay credit to Graham, who one of his other famous statements was, whatever it takes. Albanese's number one brand equity, Labor's number one brand equity, the number one reason people vote for the Labor Party is essentially because of Medicare, right? Medicare is theoretically under attack in every single election from 16 onwards, right? They took a pause in 19 because they're increasing taxes. But this is the one thing Labor does at every election. Medicare is under enormous stress. And even when it's not, they throw more money at it. You've got to get people talking about Medicare, in Labor's opinion, right? They can't talk about cost of living, immigration, crime, foreign policy, the Middle East anymore, none of those subjects. The 275. So their whole campaign is based on every 2 or 3 days is a drip, drip, drip on Medicare. Now, what's happened today? Albo's been caught out as just a bald-faced liar, right? I mean, it's not that card, Albo. You should put up the other hand with the credit card as well, as everyone now knows. But it doesn't matter to Labor. They just keep telling the same lie, and he says it in press conferences, and Sharma's said it, that Dutton is going to slash and burn Medicare. If I haven't heard that once, I've heard it a dozen times. No enterprising journalist, not even our friend today who asked Dutton about women. None of those journalists, have said one word to Albo about, sorry, where is Peter Dutton slashing and burning? Not a single question. So this is a lie Labor perpetuate. They cop flack from insiders on lying, but amongst the great populace, they think Medicare is under attack again.
Yeah, it is a complete scare campaign. And you remember how angry Malcolm Turnbull was when Labor first rolled this out and sent the text messages a couple of days before the election that Medicare was going to be scrapped, and yet it worked, and so they're still doing it. Richo, this is set to be another broken promise, no question about it. People are going to most Australians will still have to keep paying for their visits to the GP. But, the Australians don't seem to wake up. They don't seem to wake up to the fact that the broken promise at the last election was over the cheaper cost of living and power bills as well.
Well, I mean, I think you look at an overall package, and very rarely does a politician keep every single line of an overall package. No, they don't keep them all. They'll drop some. It's inevitable. And that's what's happened here. But if you look at the numbers that the polls produce, it doesn't seem to be doing Anthony much damage. So I guess he'll keep going. Yeah,
no, it's not. It's helping him, that's for sure. Now, we saw John Howard campaigning in WA today, and it's just a reminder of what a great leader he was and how it's been such a long time, really, since Australia has had a solid, competent Prime Minister. Here he was.
I don't think we lost a lot of safe seats. We lost a safe seat to a Teal in Curtin, and I just simply say to people who voted for the independent Teal in Curtin, if you want at this election to get rid of Mr Albanese, don't vote Teal, because you'll end up not getting a change of government.
I mean, Michael, so he was speaking there, of course, about the seat of Curtin, which was lost to a Teal. He's hoping to help Dutton win it back. But isn't it incredible to see John Howard? He's 85 now, and he's travelling the country to WA because he's so committed that he wants to help the Liberal Party. He wants to help Australia.
Yeah, he is phenomenal. He's done a number of events for seats in Melbourne. He has a lot more requests than events that he can do, I might add, because he's getting a little bit older, unlike the rest of us. But he came to a couple of events in Melbourne, and I happily chauffeured him to one, and he was utterly magnificent at a lunch we were at in the electorate of Bruce. And one of the interesting things was someone was asking him about, you know, the level of debt in this country, what we would do about, you know, things obviously can't keep going like this. And this person was asking John Howard about whether Labor would introduce inheritance taxes, death duties, etc., which has always been the, you know, the dream of the left of the Labor Party. And, you know, the basic view was, without wanting to reveal private conversations, that sooner or later Labor has to do something about the debt level in this country, as we do if we're elected. The debt just can't keep growing as it is. Labor is not so much about growing the economy, it's about increasing taxes. So that could possibly be on the agenda. He's ruled out changes to capital gains tax and negative gearing, so why not inheritance taxes? So you never know what Albanese's going to do.